Hey everyone, I'm Nick and welcome to the channel. Today we're checking out the AutoTOCAST ScreenFlow, which is universal wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto screen that can also run streaming apps natively like YouTube and Netflix. What's really nice about it is that you don't need a radio that already has CarPlay or Android Auto, you don't need a fancy aftermarket head unit, you can just use it in any car with whatever system is already installed. So let's open it up and check out what's included. So already right here we have the mount, which has a 3M adhesive. They do specify to wait 24 hours before using it, so it'll be nice and secure. It's flexible, so it'll conform to your dashboard. That's nice, and this has some adjustability for the angle. Then we have the ScreenFlow screen itself. Very nice size. Got the mount right here. This snaps into the mount over here. Got a power button right here, USB-C port here, video in, micro SD card slot, and aux output. We also have an aux cable right here. So if your car has an aux input, you can just connect it directly with this. Good length too. Let's take these out here. We have a 12-volt adapter, which has USB pass-through and a USB-C port. Plenty of length as well here, and this is what will power the screen. And an optional backup camera. So this can plug in right here. And this red wire can be wired into your reverse light to send a 12-volt signal to the screen to automatically turn on the backup camera. So it's a nice option to have this included as well. It also comes with an adhesive to mount it and screws as well. So you could choose to mount this inside the car or outside the car. And last but not least, we have a manual. It goes through the installation, power on and off, connection guide, but we'll go through this process in a car. Some interface information, audio output settings, which actually has multiple options. We've got a built-in speaker, so if you don't have any speakers in your car, you can still hear it. There's Bluetooth output, so you can use the existing Bluetooth system in your car. We've got an FM transmitter, so if you have a radio, you could just use that. And aux output, so if you have an aux port on your car, you can use that as well. So you get a bunch of options, which gives it tons of flexibility for any type of car. And then just some general information. Oh, and the micro SD card slot I mentioned earlier, you can put your own media on it, like music or videos, and play it off of there as well. If you don't want to use your phone as a hotspot to use the apps that are installed, you can do that. It gives you lots of flexibility. Now that we've seen everything that's included with the AutoTOCAST ScreenFlow, let's get in the car and see it in action. This is a 2003 Infiniti M45, and we're going to test the AutoTOCAST ScreenFlow in it because while it has an upgraded sound system, it doesn't have any of the modern features yet. So let's get in there. All right, so we're in the car now. So let's see where we might want to mount this. Line this up. We're going to actually put the screen on here first. Grab this here. I'm going to slot that on. And then we can tighten it up in the position we want. It's going to be like that. That should be pretty good. So we'll line it up on there. I'm going to do a temporary mount, so I'm not going to peel all of it off. Just enough to hold it and test it. You can figure out the position that will work best for you and run it like that. So now for the purpose of testing in this video, I'm going to place it right here. But for a permanent installation, you're going to want to have this on your dash. We'll make sure your dash is nice and clean and give the adhesive time to stick. So for now, we'll have it right here, and that'll give us a good way to showcase everything, especially since my radio is actually down here. In this car, the head unit is down here. This is aftermarket and pretty custom. Let's get this plugged in right here. And then plug in our 12-volt in a socket. Here we go. It has the onboard speaker. It's actually pretty loud. And here we have the interface, so we're all connected. So let's take a look around the interface first. We've got CarPlay, Android Auto, YouTube and Netflix. We've got YouTube Music, VLC to play videos and music off of the micro SD card. We got settings, audio settings, cleanup, help, gallery, files, reverse, and an app store. We also have a split screen view. Well, yep. So we'll check that out later. A home shortcut and a now playing. We also have this floating menu button here, which will give you shortcuts to home, volume up, volume down, back, brightness, which we will turn up, and split screen. And this here is what's open. I'll set up my phone as a hotspot and we will test out YouTube. So let's go to our settings. We'll turn on Wi-Fi right here, and then we'll connect to my phone's hotspot. Now I'm connected to Wi-Fi. There's a software update that's available, so we'll just do that real quick. And it's 217 megabytes. Let's download it. Now, as this downloads, I want to talk about the Wi-Fi on this. This actually has dual Wi-Fi, which allows it to connect both to a hotspot and to your phone for wireless CarPlay or wireless Android Auto. It also has dual Bluetooth, which lets your phone connect to it, and to a radio that has Bluetooth already, which we'll test out later. While it's upgrading, you don't want to touch anything, so we'll just let it run and work through the whole process. So if you have an Android phone, this may look familiar because it's running an Android operating system, which is very cool. All right, we are upgraded. Cool. Now let's take a look through the settings real quick. Got our Wi-Fi, receive phone Bluetooth, transmit to car Bluetooth, so it can connect to your phone and also connect to the car, which is a nice touch. So we could look at that real quick. So I can actually connect it directly to the car right here. We'll hit pair. Okay, we're paired to the car's Bluetooth, so that is already done, very nice. So if you don't want to use CarPlay or Android Auto, you can still have the output of the audio of the screen to your radio. So we're set up there, which is very cool. You can also switch to the onboard speakers, FM transmitter, and aux right here. But we'll stay on Bluetooth for now. Also have wallpaper. You can change your boot logo. Right now it's AutoCast. You can put a car, the moon. We'll just leave it as AutoCast for now. We can change our wallpaper. We'll just switch it to blue. There we go. You can adjust different things. Your sidebar position, you can move it over to the left if you want. In fact, I'll do that now. I'll switch it back to the right. We've got sound settings. You can turn off the boot tone if you don't want to hear the music every time it starts up. You can adjust the volume, touch sounds, and output settings brings you back here. We've got reverse settings if you connect your backup camera. We have apps here and system information. And the onboard storage is 32 gigs total. Now, since we're connected to Wi-Fi, let's open up YouTube and put on a video. So now I'm going to try to pull this dent out a bit. This is working really well. The audio is nice and in sync. It's very good. Very convenient. Now, if we were to go to split screen here, we could actually have the video and YouTube playing on here and connect our phone for CarPlay or Android Auto over here. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. Let's actually do that right now. Let's actually start by connecting Android Auto. So for that, I'm going to go into Bluetooth. I'm going to find T88RX80D03. So these letters and numbers are going to be unique to your device. So we're looking for this one here. We'll hit pair, and it's connecting, and we're in. We're actually going to switch our display here to have the sidebar on the left, which is better suited for left-hand drive cars, and that should flip things around in Android Auto. There we go. There we go, very nice. And if we go to our apps here, we have everything that's compatible that's installed on the phone that shows up. So things like Pocket Cast, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube Music, everything that's installed on your phone that's compatible with Android Auto will show up right here. Now let's switch to split screen. So it reconnects when you do that. That way it reframes everything. We can have our whatever app we have over here that we want and our video. Usually you wouldn't have music and a video. You would put your maps here, so you can have that. Now, if you're driving, don't let yourself get distracted by videos. I would recommend only using this in specific situations, like when you're waiting for someone, or you're parked somewhere, maybe you're having your lunch and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. But the split screen feature is very nice. Another thing you can do is play music off your micro SD card using VLC in here, and have navigation on Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. And if you want to exit split screen, just tap this button here and it'll switch back. Very cool. Now we'll switch to CarPlay and we'll test that out as well. So again, we'll connect to T88-RX80D03, and that is right here. And we're in CarPlay. So we've got Pocket Cast, Spotify, Google Maps that are apps that are installed on my iPhone, and they're available here. And just like in standard Apple CarPlay, you have access to all the settings and things like that. And then in the main screen, you've got your maps right here and whatever's playing over here, which is also very convenient. Now what we're gonna do next is actually connect this to the radio via the FM transmitter instead of the Bluetooth. So Bluetooth is very convenient, but not every car has Bluetooth. So I'm gonna get down here, I'm gonna switch to our radio, and currently it's on 87.9. I'm gonna go to our audio here, switch to FM, and we are gonna slide this over to 87.9. You'll hear the static dropped out. And now if I go to CarPlay right here, hit play, it should play over the radio. And now we have the music playing over the radio. So if you have an older car that doesn't have Bluetooth, doesn't have an aux input, but your radio works, you can have audio from the screen going through all your speakers, which is very nice and very convenient. If I were given the choice, I would choose either aux or Bluetooth that I was using earlier, but having the FM transmitter is very nice if you don't have those options. And if you're in a car that's a project, maybe you're still working on the sound system and nothing's working, we can still get audio. So let's switch out of here, go to audio, and go to local speakers. I'm going to turn off the radio here, and we can switch back to CarPlay. So, like I said, if you're in a situation where the sound system in your car isn't working, you can still get some music. You can get your navigation app. You can hear what it says. So you get a lot of flexibility, and it's very nice to have. Right. So last thing we can check is the backup camera. So I'm gonna plug that in. So with the camera plugged in, if you don't want to connect the wire to the 12-volt wire for your reverse light, you can still get into it by pressing reverse here. So when it's mounted, you can adjust it. You see right now it would want to be mounted like this. And this gives you, the option to just toggle in. If you don't have a backup camera in your car, you can have one. So if we do this, go back to our settings, you remember there was reverse settings here. We can actually adjust it here. So if you're set up on the back and you want to set up the lines, you could actually move them around to match kind of how your car is set up, where your camera is installed, and things like that. Now, if you don't like reversing lines, you can toggle them off. And then when you are in your reverse screen here, they won't show up. Now, if you do like having this and you want to have it all the time, maybe you want to set it in the back to keep an eye on your kids, or you just want to have it always on for the rear, you can put it into split screen, CarPlay here, and now you have the backup camera on this one side and CarPlay on the other. So this is really nice to have as an extra. It gives you the option to have a feed behind you either all the time or just as needed. Now, the last thing I want to do is show you how fast it reconnects. So I'm gonna take the key out of the car, it powers off. Just powers right into here again. Let it go in real time to connect to CarPlay. And we're in. So that is quite fast, very convenient. So you just turn on your car, you can leave your phone in your pocket, and you're ready to go. Very nice. And that is the AutoCast ScreenFlow. As you can see, it's a huge upgrade to any car with modern features like wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, and a bunch more that you don't usually get, like streaming apps. Of course, if you're going to use streaming apps, make sure you do so safely so you don't put yourself or others in danger. I want to say a big thank you to AutoCast for sponsoring this video, and if you want to get one for yourself, I'll leave a link in the video description. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and to hype the video because it really helps me out. And if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. If you want to see more videos like this, or you want to watch me work on cars, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.